If you have one of these high roller, Yakima high roller bike racks, these are older. I don't think they make them anymore. They make a different version, like High Road or something, I'm not sure. If you have one of these with these knobs, like it doesn't tighten very good and all that stuff, I think I fixed mine. What my problem was is I would bring it up here and I would try to tighten it and it wouldn't tighten. It would just it was stripped out. So what it is there's a rod coming up here that's threaded and it's slightly tapered in the end. And then there's inside this knob, there's a little metal plate with threads on it and a spring that pushes against that threaded rod. Now the spring is there, so when you push this button, it pushes that threaded metal plate back, so you have a quick release. The problem was my spring was bent, so it wasn't pushing that threaded piece of metal up against the rod, therefore the threads weren't tight and it was stripping out. So what I did was I went to the hardware and I got replacement springs, just one to replace it with. But another problem I was having was the spring, when I put it in there, it would just bend. So I drilled through the knob and put a little indentation on the inside of this knob so that spring can sit in. So it seats itself in the metal plate, and now it can seat itself inside the knob as well on the plastic wall. So I drilled a hole through here, but I would go a little bit higher than I did. So you can see that spring, I don't know if you can see, is kind of tilted down. It doesn't want to focus inside. Just on either side of this, go all the way through, and then, but don't go all the way through this side. So just be careful and just make a little bit of a indent, whatever, and just a little seat for the spring to sit in. Like I said, I would go a little bit higher because I would say mine's a little too low. But it should do the trick as long as that spring does not pop up. So when I had done that, when I did that, that worked good. The other problem was this button. It wasn't working properly. It would, when I tried to use it again, it would kind of keep that metal plate pushed out. I think it's just a horrible design. So I just cut the piece of angled plastic off that pushes the metal plate away from the rod, so you have the quick release. I just cut that off, left this spring out, and I just won't use the button. So it's still tighten up that much, and then you can tighten it further. As you can see, the only negative now is you don't have the quick release to undo it, so you'll just have to unthread the whole thing until it releases. So it'll take a little bit longer unloading, but not a big deal for me. You can't buy the parts anymore. This is an older set, but it's still a great way to carry bikes. So if you have a set like this with that problem, you can kind of fix it.